call the meeting to order. I invite you all to please rise and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Somebody remove her.
Do you know her, Marie?
She would have never stood for that in her class. I apologize. Give me your phone.
That's okay, Abby. I'm glad it was you and not me.
Mrs. Martin, a couple weeks ago, cell phone went off at Mass, and it was the Bad to the Bone song.
While we're having fun here, I remember at our church, somebody's went off, and it was Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, bored!
Don't write that.
Okay, Phyllis, could we have roll call, please?
Craig Koshaw.
Here.
Matt Dyer.
Here.
Tyler Fulenkamp.
Here.
Scott Murray.
Here.
Wiley Sirk.
Here. Thank you. You were all emailed a copy of our March 20th minutes, and if someone has had a chance to review those minutes, I'd look for a motion to approve them.
So moved.
Second that. I have a motion from Matt and a second from Wiley to approve the minutes from March 20th. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Okay. The very first thing on the agenda is in reference to the nice-looking blue shirts. It's a neat shade of blue. And it's the SAFE lady, supporting all families every day, is what SAFE stands for. And I believe today they had their little ceremony down at the courthouse. I wasn't able to make it. And you planted some pinwheels down on the courthouse lawn, I think. Is that right? And what else did you do down there, Sandy?
Amy Covington from First Church spoke, and we honored House 114 in Monroe for our group of the year. And honored somebody for youth worker. And,
Who was honored for youth worker? Anybody want to cover that one? I think it was Sandy. I think it was you. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations. So you're just doing good things here, and I think this is the third or fourth year in a row that we've actually had a proclamation recognizing SAFE. So with that, I would look for a motion for me to read this official proclamation recognizing SAFE Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Month.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. So with that, if you'll bear with me, I'll try not to fumble all over the words. I'll read this proclamation. Official proclamation. Whereas child abuse and neglect in a community condition and problem and finding solution depends on involvement among people in the community. Whereas the effects of child abuse and neglect are felt by whole communities and need to be addressed by the entire community. Whereas Prevent Child Abuse Indiana and Prevent Child Abuse Adams County are sponsoring several events throughout the county to heighten public awareness of prevention in communities around the state. These events will provide information and materials that support families to prevent child maltreatment and celebrate people who work with and support children and families. And whereas a statewide Pinwheels for Prevention campaign has been launched throughout the media, public schools, library, social service agencies, and businesses during the month of April to celebrate and bring awareness of the great potential of all children in Indiana and the need to strengthen all families with support and nurturing. And whereas the Pinwheels for Prevention campaign includes the planting of pinwheel gardens statewide, celebrating community partnerships for strengthening the family and protecting all children from abuse and neglect. Whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships created among social service agencies, schools, religious and civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Whereas all citizens should become more aware of the power of prevention within the community and become involved in supporting parents to raise their children in a safe, nurturing environment. Now I, therefore, Mayor Ken Meyer, do hereby proclaim April 2018 as Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Month in the city of Decatur, and call upon all citizens, community agencies, religious organizations, medical facilities, and businesses to increase their participation in our efforts to prevent child abuse, thereby strengthening the communities in which we lived. Signed on this 4th day of April 2018, Mayor Ken Meyer. And I forgot to put my seal on this. So with Sandy, you want to stop by tomorrow, and I'll put my official seal on and give it to you tomorrow. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for all what you're doing. And if anyone didn't get one of their handouts and would like one, please raise your hand, and I think Sandy will get you one. So, did you have anything else you wanted to say, girls? Ladies, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thing. I'd like to commend your group for continuing to keep Sergeant Terry Hall coming to our community. I know there's expenditure, there's a cost to that, so really appreciate your ability to keep that going, because that is a very important piece of this whole issue.
Tell us about Sergeant Terry Hall. I'm not familiar. Someone?
He was with the Indianapolis Police Department, and he's traveled and probably thousands of times about child abuse and
neglect,
prevention, and really is blunt about how he talks to the kids, and they need to hear it.
But he does it in such a way that's very...
It's very age appropriate.
Yeah.
It's very specific.
What age group does he speak to?
All ages.
He has 4 different programs, preschool through, up through high school. Yeah. He uses models. He makes sure that people use accurate words and descriptions. He really makes their kids feel like they're strong enough to say something to somebody. He touches on internet safety. He alters his program every year, updates it every year, gives new statistics. And if you were a parent of a child in those programs and you sat in the back and didn't know what they were doing, you would be amazed at what those kids admit to. It's amazing.
He actually is coming, Monday
Monday night at 7 at Riverside, if you want to come and listen. And that's the parent night.
and community night.
And he kind of describes in a lot more detail what his program is. He'll show you what he uses during his program. He opens the floor to questions for him so that you know what he's telling your children. And a lot of parents do not take advantage of the opportunity to have that parent night, even though we do provide that.
So he'll be here Monday night for the parent night, and then he'll go to the schools like through the week. Okay.
But we can get you that schedule too, Ken, if you'd like, so that you know where he's going to be at during the week. He's going to be at AC, Winnikin, St. Joe, Belmont.
Cool. Good.
And I try to build upon Terry's trainings with the Darkness to Light program. So I think that's at the bottom of the brochure. So I have a few that I'm offering throughout the month. And just contact me if you want to get registered or want more information.
You're Lori?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very beneficial information too.
Great. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yep. Sandy, I'll have this ready for you tomorrow. I'm sorry, I forgot to stamp it. Okay. Next thing on our agenda is a resolution for reappropriation of funds for the Redevelopment Commission. The Redevelopment Commission that we established, I don't know how many years it's been now, 2014, something like that? 2012. We've actually started to bring in a good bit of revenue, and it's kind of neat that we're able to use that money towards various projects. Most recently, they've been helping us with the Madison Street restroom project down here. And for them to continue helping us with that, we need to reappropriate some of their funds from one area to another, and Phyllis will fill us in on all of that.
I do need to make the legal a matter of record, if we can
Okay,
do
if I could
that.
have a
That was
motion.
published.
It was published in the paper, and we'd like to make this a matter of record.
So moved.
Second.
Motion from Wiley, second from Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Thank you. Phyllis?
Okay. We have to do this by resolution. The redevelopment commission felt that the Madison Street restrooms is considered a redevelopment project, so they wanted to help pay for that. So they are requesting to appropriate an additional $30,000 from their cash funds to pay for that. Do you want me to read that, or do you want to read the resolution?
Well, we need, what's the number?
It will be number 5.
2018-5, and we need a motion to introduce it, right?
I'll make a motion to introduce Resolution 2018-5 by short title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to introduce Resolution 2018-5 by short title only. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'm sorry. I don't know why Tim Baker thinks this is so hard. Are you ready for the short title?
Yeah.
Additional appropriation.
Very good. You might want to read the whole thing.
No, he said short title. But yeah, it's just reappropriating $30,000 from
Into their
from the
capital
major
outlays.
budget classification capital outlays.
That's wow, the all expenditure.
30,000. That's just capital outlay.
Right, okay.
Yep,
Category.
every month.
It's putting it into that? Okay. So if I'd have a motion to...
I'll make a
pass-
motion to pass Resolution 2018-5.
Second.
A motion and a second by Wiley and again Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same. So adopted this 4th day of April. And you all need to sign under the I column. Pass that back. Thank you. And next thing I have is a...
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
This is only the third.
Third what?
This is the third day of April, not...
This is third.
Okay, I'm
Today.
sorry. Is what I said the 4th?
Yes.
What did I write at the bottom?
4.
4 or 4-3? Fourth, okay, change it.
Fourth day.
Yeah, the 3rd day of April, thank you. Yeah.
We're gonna have this,
Time goes fast.
That does. Too fast.
Okay, moving on, while they're passing that around and signing it, next thing I have is a salary ordinance amendment, and I talked to all the council members about this in the past couple of weeks. It's in reference to someone who's basically doing department head duties but has not been paid as department head. It's Melissa Norby. She hired in here in February of 2015, and it was a brand new position. We didn't know what that position was going to entail, and since then it has involved a lot of time, a lot of hours, and she is a very responsible person. That we've changed her title from community coordinator to director of community development, and we did that a year or so ago, I guess, the change of title. Anyhow, we've been stair-stepping her up to department head salary. She is not a department head because she doesn't have a staff that works under her, but it's a department head salary, and this is the last step in doing that. And so we have to do that by way of ordinance. So I have ordinance number 2018-7 that I would like to introduce, and if I could get a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Well, hold on, let's do this right. Wait, we need to introduce the short title, ordinance 2018-7.
Okay, -7.
Yes.
Make a motion to place ordinance 2018-7 on its first reading by short title only.
Thank you.
Second.
And a second from Matt. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Short title, an ordinance amending salary ordinance number 2017-11 regarding Director of Community Development compensation.
I'll make a motion to pass ordinance 2018 on its first reading. That'll be 2018-7, I'm sorry,
In
on its
first
first reading.
And did somebody second that already? Scott seconded it. We'd have a roll call vote, please.
Craig Koshaw,
Yes.
Matt Dyer,
Yes.
Tyler Fulenkamp,
Yes.
Scott Murray,
Yes.
Wiley Sirk.
Yes. I do have, can we discuss this?
Sure.
If my understanding is right, there was a plan to increase that to where it bring that level through, what, next
It
year?
was going to stair step it up in some in, I gotta get my years straight here, 2017, 2018, and then to the department head salary in 2019. And this year, when Phyllis was giving me a month-end report last month, and I looked through things, and I realized that we had a building and planning department head. We had Don Bergdahl, who's not a department head, but is paid as a department head. And who was the third one? Help me out. Kevin Hackman, who's a new department head, all making new department head salaries, and they were all new employees, with the exception of Kevin, who transferred, okay? And it was at that time I looked at that and I said, is this right that we have 3 brand new employees making salary, the salary of a department head, and one who works as a department head basically not making it? So with that, I approached each of you and asked if it would be all right. It's my call, not yours. I'm just getting this ratified by ordinance to increase her salary to that of a department head. Her and Don Bergdahl would both be paid as department heads while they don't have a department that they're managing because they don't have staff. Okay, so that's how the determination was made. The increase this year will come from my budget, and that's the next thing we have to do, is to have a resolution reappropriating some funds in my budget, and it will be funded from my promotions budget for this year. So, comments or questions?
Well, I guess you feel very strongly, as opposed to leaving it as it was set up, that
Yes.
she would be, the salary would be brought up to that comparable level
Yeah,
in
I worked
January of 2019?
I work day in and day out with Melissa, along with all the other people that I consider as department heads, and I see her working hand in hand with them and working as hard as any of them, and I think it's very deserving that she steps up to this level. Yeah, without a doubt, any shadow of doubt in my mind, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't.
And my questions aren't coming from the value of the work or whether or not, I'm not questioning. I know she does put in many hours and works hard. As for the position, she's...
Yeah, it was kind of unnoticed on my part. When I set up the stair-stepping of bringing her salary up over a period of 3 years, I didn't know at that time that we were going to be hiring 3 brand new department head salaried people, 2 of the 3 with 0 city experience, and paying them.
Yeah. Although they do
minimum.
come with experience
Sure. So did Melissa.
of the job they're working in. Yeah.
So,
Who are we talking about?
Who?
Kevin and
Kevin, Don, and...
I mean, I look at Don and I think that guy's got probably 35 years experience as a construction foreman leading $1 million projects, and how many workforce? 60? And Kevin, I know, has an accounting background with where he came from and has people underneath him. I guess that's the only questions, in my opinion, too.
Well, why didn't you ask me these questions when I approached each of you?
What?
Why didn't you ask these questions when I approached each of you?
I thought I brought it up. I look at a department head, and that's kind of my...
Well,
The assets that a person is in charge of, for example, like Jeremy Gilbert and the fire and the police chief are in charge of a large number of assets and also have to become accountable for that. That was something that was of my concern also.
okay. Well, are we going to have a motion for a second on this?
I will make a motion to, place ordinance 2018-7 on its second reading by short title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, and before you vote, vote your conscience, please. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Short title, an ordinance amending salary ordinance 2017-11 regarding Director of Community Development compensation.
We'll make a motion to pass ordinance 2018-7 on its second reading.
Second.
A motion and a second to pass ordinance number 2018-7 on its second reading. Phyllis would have roll call vote.
Craig Koshaw,
Yes.
Matt Dyer,
Yes.
Tyler Fulenkamp,
Yes.
Scott Murray,
Yes.
Wiley Sir.
Yes. I'll make a motion to place ordinance 2017 Actually, we need to suspend the rules first. Make a motion to suspend the rules and and place ordinance 2018-7 on its third reading by short title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to place ordinance 2018-7 in its third reading by short title only. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Short title, an ordinance amending salary ordinance number 2017-11 regarding the Director of Community Development compensation.
Make a motion to pass ordinance 2018-7 on its third reading.
Second.
Phyllis would have roll call vote.
Craig Koshaw,
Yes.
Matt Dyer,
Yes.
Tyler Fulenkamp,
Yes.
Scott Murray,
Yes.
Wiley Sir.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2018-7 has been adopted. Thank you, and I will need your signatures on this as well. Did you pass that on back or not? Did we already
I just got a comment
Yeah.
on this, but maybe it's a question to ask when Tim's here, but you're making the difference between a department head and then people that don't have anybody underneath them. Do they, in the salary ordinance, need to be labeled differently than a department head?
They're not labeled department heads.
They are listed differently.
They are?
In the salary
So
ordinance.
they're not getting,
They may be getting department head pay, but their
Not listed.
salary's the same.
They're not.
No, their titles are there.
they have a title and that title can pay differently between person to person.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my only question.
And I think it's a unique situation when it's a newly created position, and we really didn't know what the job was going to be until
Or how much work
this
it's going to require.
this employee, because I like to sometimes take the names out of it, but this position has been brought up to a level of expectation, and the mayor feels it's being met, and why he brought it to us. So, and I think in a lot of these departments, if that person were to leave that role, we would expect someone new to be at that level of expertise or caliber, I guess.
We would not be able to replace Melissa easily. We could replace her, but it would not be easy. Not
But then
with
again,
some of her
it's,
experience,
if
the grant writing that she does, the money that she has saved us.
we recently hired Don Bergdahl's position, and if for some reason we were replacing that position tomorrow, you may not get someone with that level of experience. So you might start them and stair-step them up in a time frame. So I think it's just it's not always a black and white situation. So
Exactly.
I think it's warranted.
Okay, next thing on our agenda is the resolution for transfer of funds in my budget to do this. I will be transferring $1,050 to do this, and it'll be taken from my promotions budget into the salaries and wages category. So I need a motion to introduce
Do you have it?
Resolution 2018-6.
I'll make a motion to introduce resolution 2018-6 by short title only.
Thank you.
Second.
Second by Tyler. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Short title, a resolution authorizing the transfer of funds within the mayor's budget.
I'll make a motion to pass resolution 2018-6.
Second. I have a motion and a second to pass resolution 2018-6. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Resolution 2018-6 has been passed. Here's this, Phyllis. We need to make a matter of record the annual activity report for the redevelopment commission. Phyllis takes care of the secretarial and accounting duties for the redevelopment commission. You have any comments you'd like to make here?
I sent your letters, emailed you all. Did everybody get those?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody
Thank
have
you.
any comments on that? No? Okay. We just need to make a matter of record. Per Indiana code, I have to submit a report to all the council members and the mayor, the activities for 2017 for the redevelopment commission. Revenues received during 2017 was $87,404.85. Expenses paid, $19,907.66. The fund balance as of the end of the year was $110,733.20. We have no outstanding obligations. The members of the redevelopment commission is Ron Story as president, Rex Hinsky vice president, Larry Ish is the secretary, Max Miller is the commissioner, Craig Rossett is the commissioner, and Tim Ellarding is the non-voting advisor.
Representing North Adams Schools. North Adams Schools automatically has a member on the redevelopment commission as a non-voting member, and they've asked Tim Ellarding to be that
And by
representative.
state statute, I'm the treasurer for the commission, and our salaries are not, we're not compensated for serving on that board. Tim Baker is serving as the member, which the commission did appoint him to be their attorney.
I'll make a motion of this as a matter of record.
Second. Motion and a second to make the redevelopment commission, what is this again, the
Activity report.
activity report, a matter of record. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Okay, that's that. Next thing that I have, we discussed at the Board of Works meeting the responsibilities of Founders Park. When we opened Founders Park, it was primarily the responsibility of Decatur Main Street to handle all the unique upgrades, decorating, design elements, flowers, mulch, the utilities, general upkeep and maintenance, bushes, tree trimming, weeding, light bulbs, sprinkler systems, snow removal. That was all under the Decatur Main Street's list of responsibilities. As time has passed and Wiley and the Main Street Committee has approached the city, we discussed this at the Board of Works. The Board of Works approved this, and I want to have it also stamped by the council. The city of Decatur and Decatur Main Street will split the electrical utilities. The city of Decatur will take care of all the general upkeep and maintenance, bushes, trimming of landscaping, weeding, light bulb replacement, upkeep to the sprinkler system, and snow removal. And Jeremy Gilbert, his staff, will take care of those responsibilities. Decatur Main Street will still take care of the unique upgrades to the park, the decorating, the design elements, the annual flowers and the planting of them, and the mulching of the park. So with that, I would like council to approve the same.
I would like to just make one clarification. The reason for splitting the electrical bill is because the kiosk sets
Correct.
in
I'm
the
sorry.
park.
Yes.
So that's why we would have Main Street as part of that.
Because the kiosk is...
Because of the
is
kiosk,
theirs.
yeah.
Thank you, Wiley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Make a motion to accept the agreement.
Thank you, Matt.
Second.
Thank you, Scott.
And
I
I
have
will
to sustain.
And I will house two also.
Both Wiley's on Decatur Main Street, and they're kind of a partner with the chamber, so both Craig and Wiley were recused themselves. So the three of you, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
While
Thank
we're,
you.
while we're on that, Mayor, Founders Park, a lot of work, a lot of effort, looks very nice. What doesn't look nice is when it turns into a free-for-all of people's garage sale signs or promoting even good events, but I don't
Doesn't
like
look like
seeing
that.
those.
I've
Even
had
if it's
other
something that's
people-
city-related, I don't think that's the place for a pop-in sign, like it's not a political sign, but it looks like a
Yeah.
whatever event's going on. I would just rather personally not see that there. I don't know if Main Street has addressed that.
It's a little difficult to control some of that. The easiest way is to just, it comes up missing. But that's not official. A statement could be made. I don't know that any official statement, I know no official statement has been made. Now, Main Street was approached by the SAFE group about pinwheels, and we are going to allow them to do that like around the flagpole. But I agree with you. If someone's garage sale or
Not
things
only
that
garage sales, it's
shows
a lot
up.
of them are, local events that are taking place, whether it's a car show or the what's it called out here, the Riverside Center on the flea market or the art.
Well, there's also an auction, and somebody put it in there for the auction.
That shouldn't be. Auction shouldn't be. So, Jeremy, if you see signs out there, I guess you can make them disappear if you'd like. People ask questions, we just won't know what happened to them. So, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good comment, man.
Can you just make a sign ordinance where they couldn't put them in the park?
We could.
Then it wouldn't have to be. Make an ordinance?
Couple things that I have to report on. This afternoon, the Plan Commission met, the Decatur Plan Commission. They approved the plans for McDonald's to proceed with their construction. It sounds like McDonald's is going to close in very early May, if not the 1st of May, and will remain closed for, they said, 78 to 82 days while they raise the existing building and build a new building. And so I'll miss McDonald's coffee for a couple of months, and that'll be another neat addition to 13th Street along with all the other people that have tore down and rebuilt. So they've got a nice nice design that it's back on the back table if anyone would like to see it. Also report that the Plan Commission then approved for City Council and the Plan Commission together to jointly work on updating our comprehensive plan that was written in, I believe, 2010. It's been 8 years. A lot of those things on the comprehensive plan, we've kind of checked them off, and so we need to update that. The Plan Commission will be looking for an entity or a firm to help us along the way with that, with the writing of that. So just mentioning that this evening.
Just as a thought.
Yep.
In that, is there any crossover with the redevelopment committee with that type of, would there be any connection there?
I don't think.
I'm not sure.
Of planning, in plans? I don't know.
Well, when we wrote the one in 2010, I don't think we had a redevelopment commission. I would venture to say that they would be included in this one as another entity in what they do.
Yeah.
I think they did form a committee, but I can't remember who all was on that.
You mean back when the
when they
Plan
did the
Commission
original?
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe the redevelopment commission would want to get involved now with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We meet tomorrow night. I'll mention it.
Okay. All right.
Next thing I wanted to report on was I got an email from FEMA. It says, congratulations, the Department of Homeland Security, Federal Emergency Management Agency, has determined that the City of Decatur will increase to a Class 7 in the National Flood Insurance Program Community Rating System. The floodplain management activities implemented by your community qualifies for a 15% discount in the premium cost of flood insurance for NFIP policies issued or renewed in special flood hazard areas on or after May 1st, 2018. I forwarded this on to Rod Riekenberger because it's due to him and it's due to Kurt's office primarily that we achieved the new level. I didn't even know what level we were. I asked.
That sounds like a good thing.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing, yeah. We were a Class 8, and this takes us down to a Class 7. I think we were getting a 10% discount. Now homeowners will get a 15% discount on their flood insurance. Rod wrote, congratulations, Mayor Ken and staff. This discount earned is for all the policyholders in the city, primarily due to the hard work in the building and planning department. With Kurt doing a fantastic job of watching development in the floodplain and Sharon Brown keeping track of things. Additionally, the City Council's willingness to adopt a more restrictive flood hazard ordinance and participate in the FEMA buyouts also earns additional points for your Class 7 CRS rating. This all results in an additional bonus for people. And then Rod did mention that he goes, for your information, I really believe that Decatur could be eligible for a Class 6, which would be a 20% discount, or possibly even a Class 5, which is a 25% discount, if the state would simply update its building codes more regularly. So he says, wearing my Indiana Association of Floodplain and Stormwater Management Inc. hat, I want you to know that I am leading a group to meet with the Indiana Building Commissioners to encourage him to update Indiana's building codes so that all communities like Decatur can get a better rating and discounts associated with such rating. Again, congratulations, great job, sincerely, Rod Rankenberger. So that's a cool thing. It's a lower number, but it's an upgrade. Kurt.
If that is going to make it to the newspaper, I want to put it in there that Roger Gage is responsible for where we're at on floodplain management.
And
all I have done to this point is maintain under what he has set up.
And I would have to say ditto with me, that it was Fred Ish who really got us on the map with this. John Schultz then did the maintenance, and I've been trying to do the same since I've come on. So it was all implemented originally by Roger, Sharon, and Fred Ish. So, but nonetheless, we get a good rating.
That's good. I didn't realize that was possible. That
It's called, what was it called?
it was called the Department of Homeland Security
Level 7.
Class 7 in the National Flood Insurance Program Community Rating System.
Thank you.
Then NFIP CRS. So I wanted to report that. And then the last thing that I wanted to report was that I received an email from Tony Mayo from INDOT out of Fort Wayne. And I don't have the email in front of me. It was only 2 sentences, I think. And it said, Ken, I'm happy to inform you that if weather permitting, that construction on Monroe Street in Decatur will begin next week. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
So she said a press release would come out later this week. So once we get the press release, we'll forward it on to the media. So until I get the press release, it's all unofficial, but she did want to notify me. That's all I have. If anyone didn't notice, our city attorney is absent this evening. He had another engagement to attend, and we didn't feel it was necessary with tonight's short agenda. So didn't need him. We dismissed him. With that, department heads, do you have anything to say? Lenny?
Like I said earlier, I completed my 40-hour mandatory two-skill training. Next week, we'll start going through applications for our new reserve program. So,
Awesome. Great. That's good to hear. Lenny got his master's degree in police chiefs. We have a former employee sitting back there tonight. Dan, how you doing?
Good, good, thank you.
Good to see you. You got any comments?
Not at all.
All right. Les?
We will be soon getting with the newspaper and our social media. We'll be seeking applications for volunteers to be on-call positions here in the near future.
Four of them?
Up to 4.
Up to 4 of them. Okay. Thank you. Jeremy? Kevin?
New billing software comes Monday.
Good.
New utility software is being installed Monday.
Monday.
Couple of weeks of training.
Yep.
And with that, I guess at this time, it would only be appropriate for me to ask a motion to table ordinance 2017-15 again.
So moved.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to table ordinance 2017-15. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same. And with that, then I would say that if we get it next Monday, we have a couple weeks of training. I would venture to say probably maybe the first meeting in May, we can strike that ordinance and introduce a new ordinance. So,
Just do it here for a few weeks and see what all we can do. And go from there.
I will attest to the fact that Kevin and the girls have been working very hard to collect a lot of data on the various properties around the community and those owned as rental properties, getting all the information that he can. So, Kurt?
The only thing I have is for the Democrat, Spring's trying to hook its head in here, eventually it'll get here. That means new construction, new fences, decks, porches. We do have building ordinances for those, and permits are required. Just as a reminder, we also do have a sign ordinance being worked on, be revitalized a little bit more, tweaked a little bit. There is a sign ordinance.
Downtown sign ordinance.
Downtown, well, eventually it'll be till the city ordinance, and ground signs will be addressed in that ordinance.
Okay. And I guess adding to that, I know the one thing that Kurt's always mentioned to me, and it was something that I, from when I was a teenager and helped somebody set up a post, that was always just kind of believed that the frost line in Indiana was 30 inches, and that's how deep you needed to set a post. Well, with the last revision of Indiana code, it is now 36 inches. And so I know that's one of the things Kurt's been running into a lot. He'll see an 8-foot post in the ground, he'll see how much is sticking out of the ground. He can only assume how much is in the ground, and so he's been having to call a few people out and work with them to...
Been having some confrontations with some professional fence installers from Allen County, Menards, Lewis. And it's one of them things that's never been enforced, and we've been, the IABO meetings I go to once a month, the gentleman who puts that on out of Columbia City actually sits on the ICC for the state of Indiana and helps write the codes. And the building commissioner at the state level has been pushing to make sure we get those frost line ducts.
Okay.
So obviously it's getting to be a big deal. Fences are popping up within a year to 2 years, and the next thing you know they're leaning one way or the other. Code enforcement's got to go through and get one for the last day of fence.
My grandpa
Make sure we do it right the first time we go.
Right. Thank you, Kurt. Don?
Concrete's going down on Madison whenever the weather permits, so hopefully when it warms up, it'll hit a lot right here next week.
Good to see. Yep. And? Melissa? Anything from any of the council members?
I have two things. I want to thank the media for covering us, because as we know, many times this meeting is not heavily attended by the public, but they are listening and reading, because I had 2 people hit me up after last council meeting. It was announced or written that we found $100,000 for a project. I just want to go over that again, where that money was and where it is now. And one was questioning how often is the city audited by a gentleman that used to come regularly and now can't come as often. But Mr. Wemhoff wants to keep us on our toes in the accounting end, and I think, are we not audited regularly, yearly by
We're
the...
supposed to be audited annually from State Board of Accounts, but their staff has been cut dramatically, so we have not been audited in 4 years.
4 years. But this found money,
What's the found money? I guess I don't know what it is.
We didn't find it.
Yeah, we didn't
find it.
We just
reappropriated it.
It was budgeted for something, but since we're not going to do that project, we're going to use it towards another project.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've done that actually, I think, twice. Once on the Masters Heating building, since we decided not to renovate it this year. We put that money toward the plaza and then the property over here on First Street. But what did we reappropriate that toward?
I think towards redoing First Street. Did we not?
We're doing the street.
Sidewalks.
Sidewalks and
Sidewalks.
Sidewalks on First Street, yep.
So it's not just found money.
No.
We're
It's already budgeted.
reappropriating money
But
It was
within
money
the
in the
budget.
budget, we just redirected it.
that used it towards something else.
It's the way, yeah, the way it's interpreted. Okay.
Secondly,
Yes.
I want to publicly congratulate Decatur Staple, the Galley, celebrating their big anniversary, and just want to congratulate them on behalf of the city.
It's been a good place to eat for a lot of years.
They've employed lots of people.
Everyone says,
We've all been there many times, and
everyone says it's their fish, but for me, I think they have the best tenderloin sandwich around.
Harry's pretty much into retirement. Greg's taken over, so you think Harry'd be home putting his feet up. Last year, Harry's out hitting the streets getting donations for Little League Baseball.
Yeah.
So it just
Good guy.
shows the kind of community supporters they are, so it's really neat.
Also, Casey's General Store is going to open up Friday, so that's cool. And the not Ace, but the 2430 surplus, it is open, I guess. Somebody told me it's open.
Yesterday.
Anything else from council members? Phyllis, we have anything else?
Nope.
VP Racing is having their grand opening Saturday at the open house, which will have some cars and some showcase. That'll be going on Saturday out there on 13th Street.
Anything from the public? The four of you.
Were you going to say anything?
Oh, yes, I do have one other thing I need to bring up.
Yeah. Ken, I'm sorry, I do have one thing. Second Street Lofts, open house, April 12th, 5:30.
For the public.
For the public.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's also another one.
Yep. There is one other thing I had to bring up, and Phyllis just reminded me, and that was about the rally, the peace rally that the students are going to put on. And when Phyllis checked with our insurance, we are not covered for that. However, the insurance agency recommended that the students have their parents or them, if they're 18, sign a waiver. And that's difficult because right now we don't know who's attending. We don't know how to go about doing that exactly. So we're not going to require them to sign a waiver. We're going to go ahead and approve that the rally take place between the Sheriff's Department, the Fire Department, and the City Police Department. They'll have an action plan, and those students will be absolutely fine. And actually, I guess I need the okay from council to do this. I can't say that I'm allowing this. I would recommend that we give them the okay to proceed with their rally. And I would look for a motion from council before, if we have any discussion on this. I was told by our city attorney that I should make the statement that if the city, the students need to be told that the city will not be responsible for any accidents unless it was something caused by the city's negligence. So, in other words, if they trip over a barricade or something that was city-owned. So, sir?
Yes, I noticed in the paper you were talking about closing down 2nd Street for that rally.
Nope, not going to close down 2nd Street.
Okay, that's what I was going to suggest, close 3rd Street, keep it back behind the courthouse.
Yeah, we're not closing. The only street that'll be actually closed will be Madison Street between 2nd and 3rd. So, with that, I would look for a motion to accept this, unless there's some discussion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same? Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up, Phyllis. Forgot about it. That's all I have. If that's all you have, I would look for a motion.
Motion to pay the bills?
Yep.
Need
Motion.
to abstain. And those.
Okay.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Craig and a second from Matt to pay the claims with Tyler recusing himself. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
I have a motion to adjourn
Second.
and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, the same. Thank you all for attending.